Hey guys, this is homework page number 2 for the day 1 homework. So I'm going to do 3 of these problems. This is using dimensional analysis to convert metric units. So really all this is using conversion factors. So we just need to know some conversion factors. Remember that in the notes there were some conversions, or there were some numbers that you needed to know, like you needed to know the prefix for kilo and for milli, which is what these are. So I'm going to see if I can't help you through these, and we're going to learn the conversion factors as we go. So I need to write down what my given is. I need to convert 6.73 kilometers into millimeters. Okay, I don't really know how many millimeters is in a kilometer, but I do know that there's 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So I'm going to use a neat little tool called dimensional analysis, which you're going to learn about next time. So what it is I'm going to multiply by a conversion factor. I'm going to put whatever unit I have in the numerator here, I'm going to put it in the denominator down here. If I do that, these two units are going to cancel. Okay, I happen to know that in 1 kilometer there's 1,000 meters. Okay, this conversion factor is equal to 1. There is 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer, and there's 1 kilometer for every 1,000 meters. Okay, this is a conversion factor that's actually equal to 1. I'm just converting units. So I canceled that unit, okay, and I didn't want meters, I wanted millimeters. So I need to figure out, do I know how many millimeters are in a meter? Well, yes, I do. A meter stick has 1,000 millimeters. So if the meters is in the numerator here, I put it down here in the denominator. 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters. Meters will cancel, okay, and I'm left with millimeters. That's what I wanted. So I stop when I've got millimeters. Now I multiply everything that's in the numerator and divide by what's in the denominator. Okay, so just in case you don't know, 6.73, since it is a whole number, it's not a fraction, we can make it into a fraction by just putting it over 1 if that makes you more comfortable until you learn how to use dimensional analysis. So I'm going to multiply 6.73 times 1,000 times 1,000, and I'll divide by 1. So let's see what that gives me. Here's my calculator. I'm going to do 6.73 times 1,000 times 1,000. Okay, and I get, let's see, 673 with 4 zeros. 673, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I put in my commas there. 6,730,000 millimeters. There you go, millimeters, my final answer. All right, 925 grams to kilograms. So I need to know how many kilograms is 925 grams. Well, I start by writing what my given is, 925 grams. Okay, then I need to multiply by a conversion factor. I need to convert it out of grams and into kilograms. I know that there's 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. Why did I put grams down here? So that those units can cancel because they're diagonal. I put the unit that I want on top, kilograms, and I multiply whatever's in the numerator, whatever's in the denominator, and divide denominator into numerator. So 925 times 1 is 925. 1,000 is in my denominator. So I'm going to divide 1,000 into 925. There we go. 0.925. 0.925 kilograms. Okay, number 9, a little bit trickier because we have a metric unit to standard unit conversion. So this is my given, but I'm going to use this as my conversion factor. So I'll do 38.6 inches, and I want to convert it to centimeters. So how do I know how to put this conversion factor in there? Which goes on top, which goes on bottom? Well, you always, if this is in inches is in the numerator, it goes in the denominator, so inches, so you can cancel it out. All right? So that means centimeters is going to go in the numerator. Over here, this conversion factor, there's 1 inch, 2.54 centimeters. Okay? If we've got it set up that way, the inches will cancel, and we'll be left with centimeters. So I multiply everything in the numerator, divide by 1. That's all that's in the denominator. 38.6 divided by 2.5. Just kidding. 38.6 times 2.54 gives me 98.044. Okay, so let's go back and look at sig figs, shall we? Let's see. How many? Oh, there we go. How many sig figs are in number 1? How many sig figs are in 6.73? 3, right? Okay, so my final answer here can only have 3 sig figs. It only has 3 sig figs. What about these zeros? Well, there's no decimal point, and if there's no decimal point, if there's no dot, then these final zeros are not significant. So that is 3 sig figs. Let's look at number 5. How many sig figs in 925? 3 again. Let's look at my final answer. 3 sig figs. Did a good job. Okay, next one. How many sig figs? Okay, 38.6 is my given, so that's the number that I have to use to count sig figs. So there's 3 in here, 3 sig figs. And how many sig figs? Oh, that's a bunch more. That's not 3. So I have to find the 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. That 4 is the only number that's going to affect the 0. Does it round it up or leave it alone? Right, it leaves it alone. So my final answer is 98.0 centimeters. Incorrect sig figs. Okay, good luck with the rest of your homework, and let us know if you have any questions.